Hello there, friend. I'm going to call you friend because at this point we've gained some of what I would like to believe is a rapport. I like to think that we've garnered a connection as content creator and viewer. So, friend, it's been some time. I hope you're well, and you might ask in return, "Oh, Autumn, have you been well? You've been gone for about 2 months?" And to that, I would say, no. So yeah, that's what we're gonna discuss today. Just the bare minimum of an explanation for where I disappeared to and why, just so I can address it and then try and just start creating videos again for hopefully a longer period of time without another one of these episodes of vanishment, but them's the cards that life has dealt me. So, anyways, hello, I'm Autumn Skylar. This is a talking video. If you don't want to watch that, that's okay. I will see you hopefully in an upload that won't be long after this, where I'll be doing what I usually do. Singing. So yeah, look for that and I'll see you. Anyways, those who have decided to stick around, grab some refreshments, some snacks, and I'll get right on into it. So, I left YouTube for a little bit in the beginning because I was dealing with a situation with my boyfriend where his cat got out and was missing. It was a 3-week-long period where I spent a lot of time staying at my boyfriend's looking for Mr. Zorro, the kitty, trying to get the word out, putting up flyers, going door to door, searching the wooded area behind his apartment complex, just doing everything that we could to find him. Luckily, he is back. He's been back for about 2 weeks, and it's been just great to have him home. So yeah, that's what it started out as. It started out as me needing some time to look for Mr. Kitty. And so you might be asking yourself, "Hey, Autumn, the cat's been back for some time. Why didn't you post anything when he got back? What's happening there?" And I will say to you, viewer, I've been depressed. I don't know how else to put it, but I've been quite depressed and not in the best of places mentally. I've been dealing, and I'm gonna put this all in as vague of terms as I can because I'm not looking to drag out the situation any more than it has been. I've been dealing with a situation, and the fallout of telling people about the situation. Something occurred last year for some time that I spent a lot of time trying to pretend didn't happen, and that even when I was able to admit that it happened, try and pretend that I was okay with it, or that I was just as to blame for it, or things of that nature. And then when I finally got to a place where I was able to recognize that I wasn't okay, I still didn't want to deal with the situation. But eventually it always comes to a point where you are forced to deal with it because other people want answers. I gave those answers. Some people who I thought were my friends didn't believe me and decided they didn't want to be my friends anymore. That's been the most recent revelation. That's happened within the past couple of days, but the whole Fallout issue was being dealt with a few weeks ago. So yeah, luckily though, I still do have friends who have been very supportive and loving, but it doesn't necessarily fix the fact that I have felt so shitty, not only just about what occurred, but about the fact that people who didn't believe me got to just decide that they didn't believe me and leave me and decide that they didn't want to deal with the situation, even though none of these things occurred to them, and just, yeah. That's about as specific as I'm going to get at this point in time. So that's that. And that's been really hard. I'm still not in a great place about the situation in of itself, as well as everything that's occurred as a result of me being honest after months of trying to avoid being honest. So yeah, I've not been in the best of places. I've been struggling and really having a difficult time dealing with my emotions. And though YouTube in the past has been a great outlet for me to get out some of those emotions, I just have been so tired. And I don't mean physically, I mean just mentally. I've been tired and have just wanted to, I don't know, dig a little hole for myself in the ground, curl up for a few years, and not be bothered. That's kind of been what I've been desiring as of late. Obviously, that's not something that can actually occur, but oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could just not exist for a little bit and then come back when I'm ready to. But that's not how the world works. You just kind of gotta deal with it in the moment and continue to deal with it day after day after day. There is no break. There is no rest period. And that is hard. It's been really hard going to sleep dreading what will happen when I wake up. It's been a challenge to do anything, to be quite honest. And I really just have not been in the best of headspaces. And so YouTube really seemed like it was so far out of reach for me to try and look to for some sense of healing or distraction. It felt as though it was this Herculean task to just turn on a camera and sing, because I really have been struggling to find my voice. You know, I've done some live events, but I really have felt so disconnected from music, from really any of the things that I love, because it's almost like some of the flavor of living has just been extracted. Like, my taste buds don't work. Feels as though color has been drained from the world in a lot of ways, and I'm just having a very difficult time looking to the things that once gave me joy and satisfaction in life and finding that same fulfillment. Luckily, I have many people that are behind me, supporting me, loving me, and that has made it easier to not always listen to the voices that tell me stay in bed all day or ignore responsibilities or just, all of that stuff that depression tells you need to listen to, and that it's the only way you're going to feel better. So luckily I have a solid support system, but in a lot of ways it can still be difficult for me to utilize that because of guilt. I feel guilty for taking up people's time talking about the things that hurt me because I don't want to be selfish. This feels selfish, but it feels even more selfish to take up someone's time when they can't turn off the video. You can't just press pause on a conversation that you're having in real life. So in a lot of ways, I've been trying to avoid some of that real life interaction with people who know what's going on, just because I don't have the emotional energy to deal with it myself. And I'm really in a position where I'm feeling very lost and not entirely sure what the best thing to do is. But I felt as though this maybe was the first step. Making a little video, being vague about what's going on, giving a little explanation, and then get back into the swing of things. I just want my life back. I want control again. And I want to be at the place I was at where I was finding satisfaction in the things that I was doing, and I was seeing growth in a presence within the music community, both online and in real life, as well as growth as a person, and I want to get back to where I was. And there is a large part of me that feels as though making a video right now or trying to continue with my channel right now is dishonest, if that makes sense, because I'm not at my best. But at the same time, I don't think I can put this off any longer, because I feel as though if I put all of this off any longer, I'm just going to give up. And I don't want to. I want to be where I was before. But at the same time, I also know that I was not being honest with myself about how certain things were affecting me. And there was a lot of putting on a show. But I'm hoping that now that I'm trying to deal with the things that I'm feeling, that if I come back into the music scene here on YouTube, that maybe I'll be able to come back in an honest way and share my music in a way that feels and is genuine, where I'm not putting on this show, and that I can find satisfaction in that, and I can find hope and appeasement to my expectations of myself by doing that. I just want to get back to a place where I feel as though I'm putting as much effort into myself as possible, and I've really been stuck. But I'm hoping that this is a step in the right direction, and that from this moment forward, I will be able to look at YouTube as an outlet like it has been to me in the past, because I've kind of been looking at it in a different way. Looking at it in a way where I have to be something, be someone who I'm not. Pretend that all of the things that affect me aren't when I post singing videos. And I know that I'm honest when I post videos like this talking, but then I do feel that sometimes that honesty slips away when I post a video of me singing some happy song when I'm not. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to, from this point forward, try and create content that to me feels as though I'm sharing a little bit of myself, more so than I was before. Because at certain points it did feel as though I was putting on a show, and I don't want to do that. I want to be myself and present myself to the world and be proud of that, not be proud that I was able to fool them into thinking I'm this strong individual who's able to conquer and overcome certain challenges, when really I'm in a position where I don't feel like that. I don't feel as though that's who I am or who I can ever be again, even if I might have been in the past. I'm getting ahead of myself. But that's kind of the headspace where I'm at. And I'm hoping that this is going to allow me to look at this YouTube experience in a way that I used to, and not put so much pressure on myself. So yeah, that's my explanation. That is a bit of my story, a little nugget. I hope that that can explain why things have been so weird and why I just kind of disappeared from YouTube, and if you follow me on any other platforms, why I continued to post on there without really addressing why I couldn't sit down and do longer videos, because my oh my has depression and all of the encompassing mental health issues that have been plaguing me during this time taken away so much mental energy. But hopefully, if I don't put the expectation on myself to pretend I'm something that I'm not, it won't be so exhausting. That's the goal, that's the dream, that is what I'm going to do moving forward. And if that's something that interests you, please continue on with me in this journey throughout the social media sphere. Anyways, I will leave some links in the description to those other social media platforms that I mentioned, and if you have any interest in those, feel free to click on that. If you enjoyed this talking video, tell me. If you didn't, tell me. Do what you want, honestly. I just needed to get some of this out in as honest a way as I could without just being too vulnerable. So yeah, felt as though this was a good balance, and I finally filmed this video after so many attempts. So yeah, I do love you guys, I do appreciate you guys, and I hope that this is the beginning of me looking at this channel in a different way, a different light, and the beginning of more content. Let's hope. Please. Anyways, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you when I next post.